KTLA 5, the CW.
Breaking news, prosecutors thought the boy should have been in prison before he allegedly killed his infant son. Thank you for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Lou Parker.
And I'm Lauren Lister. Glenn Walker has the day off. Law enforcement officials are sharing new details about the Inland Empire couple accused of killing their young child.
KTLA 5's Jillian Smuckler is live in Riverside with the very latest. Jillian.
Hi, Lou and Lauren. Yeah, the biggest development that came out of that press conference a short time ago is that law enforcement has a pretty good idea of where Emmanuel Haro's remains are. They wouldn't go into detail because they're worried it will hinder the investigation, but they say there's a good amount of evidence leading them to search a specific area. What I can tell you is a lot of questions were asked today that kind of painted a better picture of the search. Both are charged that they are taking over from joint press conference where they say there's a huge amount of that Jake and Rebecca Haro faked the child's kidnapping nearly 2 weeks ago. They wait on what that evidence is. It proves Emmanuel was severely abused for a period of time. Parents known about that. They just for his last child use case. Jake is a ruling they call outrageous and detrimental to the current case.
When we talk about why we're here in the first place, that we believe one murdered should still be in prison, but we have this unbelievable love for criminals, believing that they're somehow victims, and now we're all traumatized by it.
If the judge had done his job as should done, Emmanuel would be alive today. And that's an outrage.
Sources told News Nation that Jake Haro made a chilling confession to a fake inmate posed as his cellmate. Now, those sources say Jake admitted to killing his son Emmanuel and dumping his body in a trash can at his home. Now, I did ask about those reports during that press conference, and the district attorney denied that happened. There's been no confession made by the parent. We also asked what, if anything, the parents said investigators thus far, including what brought them to that specific area that was searched over the weekend. They said there's been some level of cooperation from the parents, but they wouldn't go into detail about what exactly was said. Now, they said there has been hundreds of hours spent going through some of that forensic data and also combing the area. They say they can't tell us exactly what is leading to that search area. And they do say they had to get the search warrants, the forensic data helped them in this investigation. But again, hours spent searching for baby Emmanuel's body, who they believe is now dead. Now, Rebecca and Jake Haro are also charged with a fake police report. And really, that's when they were having this press conference to begin with. They said the couple came out ago and they claimed their baby was kidnapped. They found not true. They say there's a lot that suggests otherwise. So they say they wanted to come out here, debunk some of the rumors that are circulating about the case. Obviously, a lot of attention nationwide from people near and far, just hoping that baby is found. But those charges are facing, they carry a minimum sentence in prison without the possibility. One more thing to mention that is during that press conference, they said the death penalty is actually not on the table. So before we reported that being charged murder with malice qualifies for the death penalty, it doesn't appear that prosecutors will be in this case. The DA says they're not offering a plea deal to either defendant. They want a trial and they want justice for the family. Of course, we'll keep you updated if there's any developments in this case. But for now, reporting live in Riverside, Jillian Smuckler, KTLA 5 News.
Jillian, thank you. We are also following a breaking story out of Minneapolis, where a shooter opened fire on school children during a morning mass at a Catholic school.
New information about the suspect just coming into the newsroom. KTLA's Samantha Cortese joins us live with the very latest. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, Lauren and Lou. The Minneapolis mayor saying today there are no words that can capture the horror and the evil of this unspeakable act. Children, an 8- and 10-year-old, died in the pews praying. And right now we're told there are children in the room at a nearby trauma center in Minneapolis. This is a live look outside Annunciation School. That's a Catholic school in South Minneapolis, where authorities say a suspect in his 20s sprayed gunfire through stained glass windows into that Catholic church full of preschool to 8th graders. 14 children and 3 adults were injured. Minneapolis officials held a press conference a short time ago.
This was deliberate violence against innocent children and other people worshiping. The sheer cruelty and cowardice of into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible.
They say this is the first class at Annunciation. And every Wednesday, as many Catholic schools do, all grades gather for Mass. Today was the first Mass of the school year. About 15 minutes in, police say someone started shooting into the church from outside. 2 children died in the pews in which they prayed as others scrambled to a hiding place. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the suspect barricaded some of the church doors from the outside. They say they were carrying 3 weapons, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol, noting the suspect fired all of them into the church before killing themselves outside. Those living nearby say they heard dozens of rounds.
I was shocked. I said there's no way that could be gunfire. There was so much of it. So it was sporadic. It was a semi-automatic. It seemed like a rifle. It certainly didn't sound like a handgun. And so I must have reloaded, several times for sure.
And we're following reports about the identity of the shooter. Sources tell Minneapolis local news the shooter is Robin Westman, formerly Robert Westman, who, according to court records, changed their name at age 17. We are waiting for law enforcement to report more details on this person who, again, killed children as they sat in church. Law enforcement did say there is no record of significant criminal history with the suspect. Political and Catholic church leaders have all been sending their condolences today, asking for prayers. And President Trump just ordered flags to fly at half-staff at the White House and all public buildings as a mark of respect for the victims. In the newsroom, Samantha Cortese, KTLA 5 News.
Samantha, thank you. And we're also following developing news in the search for a Nashville man who mysteriously vanished 2 years ago while on a business trip to Southern California.
The leader of a religious group connected to his disappearance has been arrested. KTLA's Corrine Winter live in the news center with all those details. Hi, Corrine.
Hi there, Lauren and Lou. We've been speaking with authorities this morning. Redlands police have been trying to speak with the leaders of the ministry. They say so far they have not been cooperative and still no clues on the whereabouts of Emilio Ghanem. Is Emilio Salem Ghanem, a Nashville man last seen at a Redlands coffee shop back in May 2023. His whereabouts still unknown. Is he alive or dead? A case investigators are still trying to solve, but Redlands police confirm recent arrests they believe are tied to his disappearance. Several search warrants executed within the pass in Colton and Laguna Hills. Detectives detained one man on Tuesday at a location in Colton where they recovered several weapons. They later released that person. On August 14th at the Laguna Hills Lodge, police recovered electronic devices and took 2 people into custody. 57-year-old Daryl Musique Martin of Hemet. He was arrested on illegal weapons charges. Also, Martin's wife, 62-year-old Shelly Martin. She was also taken into custody, but later released after experiencing a medical episode. Officials confirmed there were more arrests earlier in the month at homes in Hemet and Anza. Those suspects facing charges related in possession of firearms. Some of the weapons recovered included automatic rifles, ghost guns, and other digital evidence. Ghanem was a member of His Way Spirit-led Assemblies. It's a religious organization based in Hemet. Daryl and Shelly Martin are the leaders of this organization. Ghanem was a member more than 20 years the organization prior to his disappearance. He quit a pest control company the group was running and was in the process of starting his own pest control company in Nashville with a satellite here in California. That's why he made the trip here in 2020 to contact potential customers. One former member who wanted to remain anonymous. KTLA, the group was not happy about his plans here in SoCal and tried to talk him out of meeting with a high-ranking member of the ministry, someone Ghanem said would help him leave the group.
Emilio asked me about him on a couple of different occasions what I thought, and I said I didn't trust him. don't meet with them.
Redlands police found a rental truck Ghanem was driving before his disappearance and evidence inside tied to the investigation. Redlands police also working with Claremont PD after learning another member of this religious group disappeared back in 2017 under mysterious circumstances. Redlands police say one reason telling us it's unclear Ghanem is still alive is they say they have not received any proof of life. They are still urging the anyone with information in this case to contact Redlands PD. You'll hear more from officials in the next hour. That's the very latest here in the center. I'm Corrine Winter. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, we'll check back in with you then, Corrine. Thank you. A Lancaster man suspected of killing his wife and then fleeing the country is expected to be extradited to the U.S. The LA County Sheriff's Department says Jose Cabrera has turned himself in to authorities in Lima, Peru. The 36-year-old was seen on disturbing video dragged something heavy and some heat earlier this month. Days later, the body of his wife found in a remote part of the National Forest. Authority body was that matches what's seen in that video. It could take several months before Cabrera can be extradited. Local officials will have more on this development later this afternoon.
And a new study has ranked the dirtiest cities in America.
Unfortunately for California, the rankings did not go in our favor. The rankings coming from the national lawn care company Lawn Starter analyzed cleanliness in categories such as pollution, living conditions, waste infrastructure, and resident dissatisfaction with the environment. San Bernardino was ranked the dirtiest city, both in California and in the country. Los Angeles ranked number 2. Both on the state and national list. Detroit, Michigan placed number 3, followed by Reading, Pennsylvania. 2 more California cities placed in the top 10. Ontario was ranked 5th, and Corona is 10th. Come on. I don't know about this. Like,
you don't know about this?
In the country? Come on.
Yeah. You never been to...
Not New York City? Those streets?
It's clean.
I mean...
There's not one piece of trash in New York City anymore. Thanks a lot, Giuliani. It used to be fun.
I think that was...
I'll tell you what, we're not even number...
Yeah.
We're not even number 1 in worst. Oh, bummer. Live look here at Los Angeles International Airport. I thought it was funny. LAX 80 degrees, 72 Big Bear, 93 Lancaster, 90 in San Bernardino, 30 San Bernardino. What? It's a bummer, you know?
On the
I don't know.
You know?
Our highs today, we've got low 80s along the coast there, 81 in Santa Monica, 95 Van Nuys, 93